Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be dedicated to my traditional tattoo that I got at Spiritual Journey Tattoo in Stanton, California. In October, I made this trip with my cousin Alexis. If you haven't seen our vlog, please go check that out. But this video is completely dedicated to the tattoo in itself because so many people had questions and I did want to share my experience and why I did this in the first place. Around 2014, I was watching a segment on the Filipino channel about a woman named Whang-Od. At 103 years old, she is the oldest and the last of her people in Kalinga, Philippines to be a Mamba Batok, a traditional tattoo artist. It is still done the traditional way with a thorn from a pomelo tree, a bamboo stick, coal, and water. Traditionally, tattoos are given to male warriors or headhunters and are earned when, you kill someone. When women are tattooed when they've reached maturity, the patterns usually symbolize femininity, beauty, and wealth. Since headhunting has been banned in the Philippines, rightfully so, the way to get tattooed has changed, and the igniter to this change was done by Wang herself. Not only has she kept this practice alive, but she has also only chosen women apprentices to take on the practice when she passes. This is unheard of, especially historically when men were the only ones allowed to learn how to tattoo. She's fucking dope.
Mauwi pa at may ila, iya kayo pa eh. Iya kayo, to chichabi shubli. Mandatu.
Simula ako 10 years old, so 11 years now. Ako 16 years old, so ngayon 18 years old.
So after the years of learning more about, the Philippines and Whang-Od and the way to tattoo, I wanted my piece to be done by a professional. That is when I found Spiritual Journey Tattoo. They are a group of Filipinos who have revived the practice of tattooing, not just in the US, but also in the Philippines. The owner of the shop, L, personally tattooed Wang himself in 2008. Since I couldn't make a trip to the Philippines, I trusted Spiritual Journey with this piece. What I love about Spiritual Journey is that they really make sure that you are connected with your ancestors before they tattoo you. And I feel like that is so important, especially if you're getting a piece that will be dedicated to your family. Before I flew to California, I filled out a questionnaire that the shop requires so that they could research what to put into your piece. And I answered questions about where my family is from in the Philippines, even where my dad is from, how many siblings I have, what are their zodiac signs, including mine, what indigenous animals from the Philippines I relate to. And this is when I knew, wow, they really want to pay attention to make sure that everything that you can possibly think of is symbolized in your tattoo. I wanted my tattoo to not only honor my family, but our resistance to colonialism, as well as a homage to women. I never got to see what kind of motifs and symbols Spiritual Journey decided for me until I got to the spot. So it was very cool to essentially see the entire tattoo done from scratch in front of me. I've been watching documentaries about the tattooing style since 2014, and I started to take the concept seriously, like it being a dream of mine to get a traditional tattoo in around 2016. So the pain level for me on a scale of 1 to 10, it was about a 6. I have a very high pain tolerance, and also keep in mind this was done on my thigh, which is like the meatiest part of my body. So it wasn't as painful as other pieces I have gotten. Also Zell, the woman who's tattooing me, she's very light-handed. And there were actually parts where I was laughing uncontrollably, like I was weak, because I'm very sensitive around my hip and pelvic area. When a person is light-handed, it's not gonna hurt. And tattoos aren't supposed to be excruciating. So if you feel like you're about to die, that's a bad tattoo artist, and that's the team. As I mentioned earlier, I never got to see the patterns and symbols that were chosen for me until I got to the shop. So it was definitely fun seeing the creation for the first time. The tattoo essentially tells a story from my hip to the side of my knee. It basically represents creation, God making me and my family, my grandparents, my parents, my brothers, and me. Each symbol and pattern honors them. It also honors the natural elements. There are symbols that represent the wind because my mom is an air sign, and the earth because my dad is an earth sign. I wanted part of the tattoo to symbolize strength and women empowerment, so the center circle is a symbol that is traditionally done on women on my island around their nipples, and because I was not about to get my nipples tattooed, I decided to just get it there. Indigenous religions in the Philippines were animistic, so animals are seen as powerful beings. Legitimately, on my tattoo alone, there are about 7 different animal patterns. I won't name them all for the sake of the length of this video, but I have a scorpion, which symbolizes a warrior dance. I got this specifically to honor Lapu-Lapu, the chief who killed Ferdinand Magellan. The belly of a snake, which symbolizes rice, and the moon phases, very Asian, yes. The centipede, which symbolizes community working together toward one common goal. A dog that symbolizes loyalty and a good hunter. The carabao, an animal is honored for its calm and relaxed demeanor. I actually also can't share with you in full detail what represents who on my body because from a spiritual standpoint, I need to protect my ancestors and me. The whole experience was about 3.5 hours. I would say it was about 30 to 45 minutes to draw the stencil onto my skin, and then another 2.5 hours of tattooing my body. I really love both of these questions, and I appreciate you, Alexis and Kelsey, for talking about the spiritual aspect to this because it was very important to me, the journey in itself. So much of what I've learned, my own family didn't learn growing up because of colonialism in the Philippines. So much of the history has been whitewashed, and many of our traditions have been lost through time. And as white supremacy so does it, has taught Filipinos that many parts of who they are is wrong. Part of the journey was definitely just finding the true essence of who we are as a group of people from the Philippines. We have so much to be proud of and have a history that should not be forgotten. One of the things that my grandmother said to me before I got my tattoo is that when she dies, she wants me to think of her whenever I look at my piece. It's so powerful to know that your ancestors are literally walking with you every day. I mean, they're always watching you, but to have them on your skin is just so beautiful. It's so beautiful to think about it, how I'm protected. I do definitely think I'm closer with them with this piece. There's a quote by Whang-Od that I really love where she says, "And when you die, your tattoo stays forever. Your gold and your clothes will disappear in the afterlife, but the tattoos will still be seen by the ancestral spirits." And because of this, I remember the words of Naomi Osaka. I would like to thank my ancestors because every time I remember their blood runs through my veins, I'm reminded that I cannot lose.